All right, guys, so we found our camp spot, and it's a nice little spot that we've never been to before here on Nimblewell. We had to take a right turn where we typically go left, and we found a really cool spot. There's actually a series of spots down this trail, and some other people are out. But it's a really nice day. I'm wearing a short sleeve. It's supposed to get a little bit colder tonight, but let's go ahead and take a look at the truck. Let's check out all the things that I haven't made videos about. And like I said, the last time we were quote-unquote camping was the expo. Now, one of the things you might notice is the hood's wrapped, and we actually wrapped it with a topo, just a custom matte black with desert tan topo lines to match the soft topper. Of course, we're supporting Ultimate 9. Got an Ultimate 9 logo on the side of the truck. Got their new throttle controller. We've been using their throttle controller since we got the Ranger. I think it was like the first mod. They updated it, and we got the new one. The tent is brand new. Now, I think my last video, it was mounted up. We had just changed the rack, the extrusion overland rack, to a 21-inch height so that it can slightly clear. It gives me a little bit of room to work with some wiring. We did change some of the lighting on the truck as well, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, this is the Desert Armor Ninja tent, and it's a clamshell, obviously. Folds up really fast, deploys really fast, and one of the biggest things that I noticed comparing it to like the mount hood was that the awning that's attached up here comes out. The CVT mount hood, it's flush all the way through, and you only get the front awning. You don't get the side protection. So there might be a small chance of rain tonight, so I'm excited to test it, see how it does. Now, I think Julie can tell you, and I'll tell you, the 2 nights that we stayed in this tent, out of all the rooftop tents that we've owned, this has been the softest, the nicest. Like, it's not too soft. It's almost like a Tempur-Pedic mattress for a rooftop tent. Now let's go ahead and hop up here and take a look at the inside of the tent. I'm gonna get up there and let's show you the inside. All right, so here is the inside of the tent. You know, it's fairly standard for a clamshell of this design, but there are some things to point out. Obviously, the mattress being pretty much the best quality of this tent, in my opinion, because it doesn't matter if you have a rooftop tent with all the bells and whistles. If it's not comfortable, then you're not going to really have a great time. So it's a little smaller than our Rome Vagabond, but we sleep comfortably in here. We got our 2 dogs with us today. Say hi, Bacon. But we got our 2 dogs today with us, so we're just kind of chilling by ourselves and enjoying a nice weekend away from the computer, away from our house, just kind of getting away and spending some time just without signal. So it's been great. Over there you'll see the exhaust for, well, not the exhaust, it's just the air outlet for our diesel heater, because yes, I am testing a diesel heater tonight. It's not supposed to get too cold, but I think it's a great night to test the new diesel heater setup, and I'm going to show you that in a second. But let's go ahead, zip this back up, and I'll show you some of the other equipment that I don't think I've talked about. So let's go ahead and head back down and talk about some other stuff. All right, so as far as cases go, I've really kind of changed a lot of what I use. So those are some Husky cases, and I've started using some Milwaukee pack out cases in the back here, and don't mind the one that I just threw in there. So I got a Milwaukee pack out case. It is mounted to the bed, the mounting bracket for the pack out, so we keep the cooking stuff in here, and it slides out. Obviously, if you're familiar with pack outs, they just kind of slide out. This doesn't move around. I don't have to tie it down. Yes, we still got our water port. We use it for everything from rinsing dishes. Now, the one thing that I did end up doing different was something that I use for the Fiesta, but it works really well for the water port. It's this cheaper air compressor. Nice little pistol grip. It hooks up right to the Schrader valve of the water port, and it charges it up pretty fast. You don't need a crazy air compressor to charge up a water port or small tires like on the Fiesta. So we use that. I bring that, and it charges up the air inside the water port. Now, as far as battery systems go, for the diesel heater, we use a Jackery Explorer 300. This is the new Explorer 300, which allows input on the PD port, and you can also plug in the standard. So you can get about 100 watts into this for charging. So this powers the diesel heater, and our Blue Eddy EB55, I think it's like an 800, 750 watt hour battery, runs the fridge. So the fridge is different because when we were at Cape Lookout, we had a 75 quart dual zone. This is an Iceco 45 quart single zone, and it's a perfect size for us. Drinks, food, especially for our overnighters. Not much else to say. There's tons of videos out on the Iceco fridges. It's been really good. I haven't had any issues with any of the Icecos that we've had. So yeah, let's keep walking around camp here and talking about some of the other changes. I did add an ARB touring awning. I got this from a friend on Instagram. Lives down in Florida. He was passing through Georgia and was like, hey, I saw you needed an awning. And it works out great because it matches the width of the tent almost perfectly. So we can deploy it out this way if we need an awning, if I want to cook, if it's drizzling. So good stuff. Got a little cheap 1 gallon, 1.25 gallon for the diesel. This box is our Yeti pack out box, and it's got random stuff in it. It's got this nice little organizer up here. If you want to learn about Yeti pack outs, you can go check out any video review about them. I got this on Marketplace for 150 bucks. So continuing on, I got a tool roll bag. It's a Rhino USA tool roll bag. Keeps all the tools that I need. Let's go talk about now onto this diesel heater. So as you can see, this is the standard Chinese style diesel heater. I did order this hose, this type of dryer duct style on Amazon, and I added a worm clamp that is twist, so you don't have to use a screwdriver. And of course, the mounting, it's like a tire table step thing, and I took a Milwaukee hole saw, drilled a hole for the exhaust. Now, as it sits right now, I think we're just testing it, but I think I'm going to take the guts out of this and put it into a Pelican, modify a Pelican case, and maybe mount it somewhere, maybe on top, I don't know, maybe on the rack. But we're piloting it tonight, gonna see how it does. So yeah, I'm super excited to see how well it does. Now, once a little later in this video, I'm going to put a temperature gauge up there, and then I'm going to leave a temperature gauge outside of the tent, so that we're going to record the outside temperature once it starts falling versus the inside temperature, and we're going to kind of keep it on low. So if you're wondering what these are DEVOS light rangers. Super bright, and like I said, it's still daytime right now. A little later tonight, I'm going to show you guys what these look like, but we'll talk about the lighting in a little bit later this evening. All right, guys, it is about to get really dark, but I can show you guys the lights that are on the tent and underneath the tent. If you look over here, hey Bacon, if you look over here, these lights are mounted in the channel of the tent, and this is actually an underglow kit for a car, but I managed to mount them underneath the channel rails of the actual tent, so I was able to hide the wiring with a little bit of Velcro. But this is RGB. You could set whatever lighting you want. I've got bed lighting inside there. Let me lift this up, show you guys. So yeah, you can kind of see how well lit it is in there. But got some KC Cyclones over here on the corner as chase lights. But this is how she looks. It's really efficient, exactly for what we need. It provides enough light at camp to see, to put stuff up. Really happy with this outcome. So next, what I'm wanting to do is once the temperature starts dropping a little bit more, we're going to put the temperature sensor inside here and then see how quickly we can get the temperature to rise with the diesel heater and get that started. All right guys, we are getting ready to crash for the night, and I kind of want to show you how it's set up currently. We've got our DEVOS light ranges. This is actually the lowest setting, but I've got them on the front and rear of the truck. The entrance to the camp is like over there. Can't really see much. It's a GoPro, but we got the diesel heater running well. It's pumping some warm air. It's on its lowest setting right now. I've got it covered with some plastic bags just in case it does rain tonight. This is the first night out. We're gonna probably change. I'm gonna probably change what the enclosure. I'm gonna get it moved to a Pelican box. But overall, it's pumping warm air right into the tent. Hi. We'll be able to vent it all night and kind of pretty much keep the temperature just exactly the way we want it. It's starting to get a little colder. I think it's in like the mid 50s right now. Supposed to get it into the 40s overnight, so I'm excited. So yeah, we'll see you guys in the morning and let you know how the diesel heater did. All right guys, I'm back home. Sorry I didn't get to shoot an outro at the campsite. I wanted to report back on the diesel heater. The night was amazing. It was, I think it got down to like really low 50s, maybe even high 40s at one point. Wasn't super cold, but the diesel heater was set on low, and we had pretty much most of the vents. We had the whole rear window open of our tent, and so it kind of balanced it out. It was like super warm. It stayed around 73 degrees at the front of the tent, most of, or at the rear of the clamshell, like at the rear when it kind of curves down, it stayed around 73 degrees all night long, which felt amazing. And it was like cooler up top where your head was because we had the window open, so it was perfect. Our dogs slept all night long, and they had no problem sleeping. It wasn't cold. I didn't even use a sleeping bag, and I pretty much got down to what I would normally sleep in, is just a t-shirt and boxers. So it was super comfortable that whole night. We didn't have any problems with the diesel heater. She worked really well. The garage is kind of a mess, but I'm going to be transporting all that stuff that's in this like PC style case into a Pelican that we're going to mount on top of the roof. And I'm just going to kind of keep it mounted up on top of the rack because we only camp in fall, spring, and summer, or fall, spring, and winter. So it's going to stay pretty cold every time we go camping. So it's going to be just up there, and I'm going to work on maintaining it and just kind of keep everything at the top of the rack so I don't have to load it up every time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Quick little walk around at our campsite. If you have any questions about any of our gear or any recommendations, drop a comment below, and I'll shoot you guys a response, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.